What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Getting into this episode of GH, things are definitely heating up right about now. Like, they're heating up in Trina's trial. I understand why Trina was upset with Spencer being the prosecution's star witness, and she felt like he testified against her and stuff like that. In my opinion, though, if she paid very close attention, she would have noticed that he actually helped her on that witness stand because he created more reasonable doubt. You know what I'm saying? Um, if she noticed, because Ava and Diane both noticed that throughout his entire testimony, he actually could not vouch for all of Esme's time. You know what I'm saying? He gave he could have Ava pointed that out to Spencer that he could have gave Esme an airtight alibi, but he didn't. So now Ava's starting to question, like, okay, whose side are you really on here? You know, she really starting to question that right now. And Diane is happy about that he didn't give her an airtight alibi because now she can use that against Esme once the prosecution gets Esme on the stand. Because the ADA was trying to call Esme, like, listen, get your ass here. You need to testify. Trial, court is in session. You're still not here. You need to be here in 10 minutes or I'm going to hold your ass in contempt. Because that ADA, she feel like Spencer and Esme are the key to tying this all up for her. But little do she know, I'm like, one of your star witnesses just could have possibly tanked your fucking case. Because what he did was smart, you know? It creates even more reasonable doubt because Diane has done a superb job so far at creating reasonable doubt that Trina couldn't have done this. So now by Spencer's testimony, it creates more. You know what I'm saying? It opens the floodgates. I think that was brilliant. And you know what? I'm glad Spencer is stepping up to the plate, doing whatever he can to get Trina out of this mess because I feel like he should. If it wasn't for him and that witch, Trina would never be in this position in the first place. So he should be doing whatever he can to get her up out of this mess. Hell, him and that damn girl created it. Mainly that girl, but hell, he backed her. So, he was a part of her foolishness. So I'm glad that he doing something to help get her up out of this mess, as he should. So Nicholas is finally putting 2 plus 2 together and equaling, he's creating 4. It's about time. Because after that conversation he had with Jordan, he's finally figuring out and putting his finger on it that Esme's responsible for all of this. I'm like, Earth to Nicholas, where the hell have you been the last few months, sir? Alien snatch your damn brain? She been a part of all of this foolishness. But you were thinking with this instead of this, and that's how you got caught up in some mess. Because Jordan was questioning Nicholas about the bartender being at Windermere, and Nicholas didn't have a clue of what the hell she was talking about. He said, I wasn't here. So she was like, okay, so if you weren't here during that time, who was? He was like, Esme and the staff. And there was no record of the bartender leaving through the launch. So he found another way off the property. Only way for him to find a secret way off that island is if somebody told him about it. And since the staff was there and Esme was there, ding, ding, ding. And why would the staff allow some random bartender into the property? Obviously, it had something to do with Esme. So Jordan was putting all that together. I'm like, it's about time Jordan's starting to further investigate this shit. It's about time. But I mean, I can't fully blame her because at the time, there wasn't a whole lot of evidence to go on that Esme was behind this because baby girl covered her tracks very well in the beginning. So, I mean, she was doing fine, but she had a couple slip-ups lately that, caused people to look into her even more and get more circumstantial evidence against her. And they definitely got enough. More than enough. I can't even really call the shit circumstantial at this point. But it's about time. Nicholas is finally putting it all together and realizing Esme's the snake. I'm like, why is it taking him this long? I hate that the writers made him so stupid. I'm like, this is not the Nicholas I'm used to. Usually he's more smarter than this. He would never let a young thing like that play him, especially when he done went up against way worse people than her, way worse manipulators than her. And he couldn't see through that BS. So of course, he trying to rush out the house to go get the Ava or whatever before Esme does. And Victor came up in there like, pump your brakes. Why you running up out of here? So, Victor put 2 and 2 together and was like, you slept with that damn girl? Victor was like, ugh. So, Victor had to put his little patriarch hat on. And my thing about Victor is, sir, who died and told you was the patriarch of this family? But I guess, I'll take Victor as the patriarch because Nicholas, you're not patriarch material, not at the moment. Um, Victor took total control. He was like, "Listen, I ain't got time for this foolishness. Let me handle this girl. Let me eliminate her." And here go Nicholas stupid ass. No, 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 because it's Spencer, he'll hate me. Nicholas, shut up. Who cares about that boy and his feelings right about now? This girl got you by the balls. You better let Victor handle this, because clearly you're not man enough to do it, so let Victor handle it. It'll be clean. It'll be discreet. You know what I'm saying? Make it look like an accident. But Nicholas needs to find a way to get rid of this girl. Take Victor's help. At this point, shit. Usually I don't like Victor little ways, but he was on to something with this. Esme got to go. Because she is getting away with way too much right about now, and I'm surprised. Like, she going up against grown-ass people who've been around the block for some years now with people way worse than her, and yet they can't eliminate this girl? Like, this should be child's play for people like Nicholas and Carly and all these people that's involved in this. This should be child's play. So the fact that she got this far, Ava, all of them, like, she just been playing everybody like a fiddle. Even though Ava been on to her for a minute, it's like, still, why is this girl still breathing? Like, I've seen them shoot people for less. And y'all letting this little itty bitty thing get away with all this? Yeah, y'all know all lost y'all mind. I don't know what's in the water in Port Charles, but y'all need to stop sipping it. I'm just saying. You need to get y'all some Hennessy or some cognac or something. Get y'all some Henny, some E&J or something, and get y'all that liquid courage to get rid of this girl. Because Victor done had enough. Victor said, listen, she got to go. Let me handle this. Because Victor was like, listen, she got y'all by the balls right about now, and we need to get rid of this child. Because Victor was not here for it at all. Like, Victor was just, he was disgusted by all that. He was like, you slept with that girl? Victor was not here for it. He was like, yo, do better. Like, honestly, and Nicholas really does need to do better. Um, so anyway, Esme ended up meeting up with Ryan or whatever for their little sick ass chat. And she brought Ryan up to speed or whatever about what's been going on and how Spencer claims he found her mother. And according to Ryan, he don't know who her mother is. Like, he never, like, he know what she looked like, obviously, but he don't know her name. Like, he said the whole thing was a mystery, like, their whole romance. He never met her friends, her family, and he looked for her or whatever, but he couldn't find her. So he's pretty sure that Spencer's lying. He was like, because if I couldn't find her, he was like, ain't no way in the world Victor found her. And ain't no way in the world Spencer found her. So he feel like it's a lie. Basically, he doesn't want Esme to take Spencer's deal. Um, and Esme pretty much was threatening to throw Ryan under the bus. She was like, listen, if it means keeping me out of prison, I'll throw you under the bus. When Ryan got up out that seat, I was like, oh, you in danger. You might want to get up out that seat because you in danger, girl. I'm just saying. He looked like he was ready to choke you out. He gave you life. He brought you in this world. Ryan looked like he sure enough was ready to take her up out of it. But he came over there giving her some little hug or whatever. The way he was caressing her face and stuff like that, Ryan gives me very much creep vibes. Like his relationship with her just seems very off. Like there's some sexual tension there or something. That's the vibe I get. Like the way he be touching her and looking at her, it just it make you feel like you need a bath, like a good scrubbing. I'm just saying, it just looked nasty. It looked unnatural. Um, so yeah, he pretty much told Esme at this point. He said, "Listen, you need to get away from the Cassadines. You need to separate yourself from them. It's getting too hot right now. You need to lay low." But she thinking, "No, I need to stay a few more days at Windermere." I'm like, "Sweetie, no, no. If you knew what Nicholas and everybody else knew, you wouldn't go back to that house. You might want to listen to Ryan on this one. I think she got a little too big for her britches. You might want to listen because shit is hitting the fan right about now." Um, just telling her like, listen, you getting too hot right now. Things getting a little too close, getting a little too hectic. So he pretty much promised her like, oh, if you don't take Spencer's deal, when I get out of here, I'll help you go look for your mother so we can all reunite. I'm like, sir, how are you supposed to find her mom and you don't even know who she is? Also, how you think you getting out of Spring Ridge? But then again, it is Ryan, so and Spring Ridge is low security, so I'm pretty sure he could figure out a way to get on up out of there. I wouldn't trust Ryan though, because you can't believe everything that comes out of Ryan's mouth. Like, who knows if he even lying at this point? For all we know, he probably do know who her mother is, and he probably just telling her that BS because he worried about Spencer and them finding out that he her father or whatever if they keep on digging. I'm like, I wouldn't trust nothing out his mouth. He just seemed sketchy. Ryan always been a sketchy person, a liar. I wouldn't trust nothing out his mouth. Absolutely not. Um. So anyway, Jordan ended up going to the hospital or whatever to talk to Britt to get an update on this bartender, and talking about what kind of drugs was in his system, and that's when Britt had that aha moment, and she realized that the pills that Spencer gave her are pretty much identical to the pills or close enough to the pills that were in that man's system. But she doesn't want to throw Spencer under the bus. She don't want to reveal that Spencer gave her those pills to test. My thing is, Jordan wasn't playing with her. Jordan said, listen, Trina's life is hanging in the balance right now. If you're protecting somebody, I don't really give a damn. You need to let me know what you know, because this information is vital. Like, Jordan was not playing with Britt right about now. She was like, I need to know what you know. Like, if you got info, you need to give it up. Because Jordan was not playing. She was like, listen, time is of the essence. We got to get going on this thing. So anyway, moving on from that, Cody. Cody is still trying to get with Britt. He's still trying to get another date with her. He even paid the bartender a tip to tell him when Britt was gonna show up at the pool. Like, sir, why are you jocking her like this? Like, she don't want you. She made that clear. She don't want another date with you. Why are you fighting so hard on this? I'm starting to believe what some people said, that maybe he is some type of undercover agent or something like that. Because remember, Ms. Wu got information on Britt about something illegal that she did when she was on the run with Faison. So maybe he's really in town investigating that, and Dante and them just don't know. I mean, it's possible. It is possible, because to me, I feel like he trying too hard to get with her. Like, he pulling out all the stops to be with her, and I'm like, you trying a little bit too hard for somebody that you just met. Like, you just met this woman. Why are you going so hard? Like, it's very questionable. And Britt pretty much forgave him for that disastrous ass date, but she was like, listen, I'm not here for a second date. I don't want a second date. I'm good. And Maxie sitting there, oh, you guys are perfectly matched. Oh, you should give him another chance. Oh, you should this. You should that. Maxie, mute yourself. I like you, Maxie, but put the shut to the up. Because my thing about Maxie is, she's the last person I would ever take relationship advice from, or dating advice. I would never take it from Maxie, of all people. Her taste in men and some men are very questionable. Her judgment regarding some men are very impaired. I just wouldn't take advice from Maxie. Like, you're the last person I would take advice from. Cause look at all these little sketchy ass men Maxie done dated, and you think Britt should listen to you? No. I wouldn't let a dog listen to you. Like, Maxie, just kept campaigning for them to get together and stuff, trying to give Cody information on her, like, oh, Britt just want to be with somebody that she could be herself around. I'm like, Maxie, stay out of it. Please. Stay out of it. We don't need your input on this. When somebody needs some input about fashion and makeup and all that mess, we'll talk to you. But until then, when it comes to love, we ain't about to talk to you about that. That's out of your wheelhouse. We're not gonna do that. Nope. No, ma'am. I love you, but I can't take relationship advice from you. I'm just gotta keep it real. Like, I can't do it. Because before you know it, you're gonna hook that woman up with some type of serial killer or some nut. Nope. Return to sender. Absolutely not. Anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought about this episode, and I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.